That's what the halacha means, so at least we'll mention it here. We're getting close to Hanukkah, and there is a halacha regarding Hanukkah. The Shulchan Aruch brings it down, and then the Mishnah Berurah explains. In Siman Tafresh Ayin Aleph, the Shulchan Aruch says that whenever shuls are praying Mincha, between Mincha and Rabbi, they should light candles of Hanukkah, and they do it with beracha, right? And even though you're not going to say the chovah from this candle lighting, you still have the obligation to relight again in your house. But this is more for a minhag of Persumei Nisa. But you recite all the berachot. Comes the Mishnah Berurah and it says, what happened if now they gave you the kavod to light the candles the first night at the shul, and you're going to recite the beracha? No está funcionando bien. No está funcionando bien. You recite the beracha, the three berachot, right? Ladlik ne, sha'asa nisim, and she'achayanu. Says the Mishnah Berurah, whenever you come back to your house and you're going to light the candles, you cannot recite again the beracha of she'achayanu. Why? Because she'achayanu falls, there is actually machloket, everybody is machloket, and he says, but tzafek berachot le'akel, that according to many poskim, the beracha of she'achayanu doesn't follow the actual action of lighting the candles, but actually on the night. I can say she'achayanu even if I'm on the street. Let's say I forgot to recite she'achayanu the nerot, right? According to this poskim, you can recite she'achayanu even if you're not next to the candles. So since the beracha of she'achayanu, it's not connected to the actual action of the candle lighting, so you already fulfilled the beracha. Whenever you come back, you don't say the beracha of she'achayanu. There is one exception. If you have your wife, your kids, you have people with you, in this case you can recite this berachot for them, especially if they don't know how to recite them. Ad kan rabotai, Mishnah Berurah. But according to the Mishnah Berurah, the beracha of she'asa nisim le'avotenu, you repeat or no? You do repeat. You have to repeat. Comes Chacham over there and says like this. He brings the opinion of the Meiri, one of the Rishonim, that says, whenever you come, whenever there is a person walking on the street, he couldn't fulfill the mitzvah of adlakat nerot. He gets stuck in the middle of the road. First night of Hanukkah, he understands that he will have to sleep in his car. He doesn't have any candles, doesn't have any nerot, nothing. Nothing.
He's in his car.
He's in his car, stuck. What does it?
Two berachot first night, one berachot.
What?
Two berachot first night, one berachot second night.
So the halacha says is the meeting.
You
You recite she'asa nisim.
Light candles in his car.
Doesn't have. Like candles doesn't have.
Doesn't have.
And electric candles is nothing. So you recite she'asa nisim and she'achayanu. And that's the opinion of the meeting. Right? So according to the Meiri, also the beracha of she'asa nisim, it's not connected to the action of the candle lighting. Therefore, according to this Meiri, if you light the candles at shul, and you recite the beracha, all the three berachot, you go back home, you will not be allowed to recite she'asa nisim. That's how Chacham Yosef is posek, halakha lema'aseh. He says, if you don't have your wife or kids at home, let's say your wife is traveling or you're traveling, right? And you're lighting the candles, in this case, since they gave you the kavod to light the candles at shul, you have the obligation to relight at home. But you can say only the first beracha, the beginning Hanukkah, and that's it. Very interesting hadush. A very important halakha.
If you live in shul, you got home, you don't say she'achayanu?
You don't say she'achayanu, you don't say ala nisim. If you were the one who lighted, if you don't have your wife, at home, yes, that's halakha. Okay, my dear friends, I want to go with you one short idea. In this week's parasha, we speak about Yosef HaTzadik. Yosef HaTzadik gets finally to Mitzrayim. Getting to Mitzrayim, he worked by Potiphar, and then he was in jail. There is twice the Torah mentions that Yosef was by Potiphar. Okay, if I have a flash, I'll try to find it out. Let's see.
Was-
You're gonna see.
Yeah, what's the term? You're not clear.
Okay, so the pasuk says like this. Okay, the solid. Alright. Here. So the Torah says, "Yosef urad Mitzrayim ve'ikneu Potiphar seris Paro." Very good. And then, "Vahi Adonai et Yosef, vahi ish matzliach, vahi bevet Adonai v'Mitzri."
Very good to say that backwards.
Now he says like this. He says, "Okay, and Hashem was with Yosef, got it. And Yosef was ish matzliach, got it. And he was in the house of his master. How many times are you going to tell me and he was? And he was, and he was, and he was.
Too many.
Yeah. ויהי איש מצליח, ויהי בבית אדוני המצרי. What's the point of this? So there are a couple of explanations. One of them is we say ויהי בימי אחשוורוש. Every time it says the pasuk ויהי, the Torah says ויהי, and not a לשון צער. It was a pain. Yosef HaTzadik suffered. Even when he was by Potiphar, he suffered. A young fellow, young Yehudi Tahor, Kadosh, he's kicked out from his family. Nobody cares about him. And he finds himself in the worst place in earth. It wasn't Sara. But Rabbi doesn't answer. Why Vahi? But different stories that you saw over here that Chazal are trying to teach us, but the Torah is trying to teach us. Yosef HaTzadik, throughout all this journey, he took the same koach of his father. That's why we spoke yesterday that what the Rashi brings down, that the face of Yosef was like the face of Yaakov, okay? And he saw the image of his father. We spoke about it yesterday. What's the meaning of that? The meaning is that Yosef continued the path of his father. What was the path of his father? The path and the power of Yaakov Avinu was one power, Emunah. We found it when he was by Lavan. We found it when he needed to meet with Asav. We found this Emunah repeating itself by Yaakov Avinu. Yosef HaTzadik, the same thing. Yosef had Emunah. Even when he didn't have Emunah, he needed to be more time in jail. That was the only time that he missed a little bit of Emunah. The rest of his life, fully Emunah. But what's the main goal of Emunah? Listen to this. What's the climax of Emunah? Climax of Emunah is Vahi ish matzliach, Vahi bevet Adonai ha'mitzri. Which means, when you understand that even at moments that you're not comfortable, right now, you're 100% know that this is the best for you.
Even the bad is good.
Even the bad is good, but not only the bad is good. A lot of people, a lot of us, of course I include myself. Whenever you are in a situation that is uncomfortable, you're just wishing to that situation to end up. And not only when it's uncomfortable, you want something better. So all the time you're thinking, I wish, whenever I will get there, whenever I will do. I'll be in that place.
The grass is greener on the
Oh,
other side.
very good. Comes the pasuk and he says, "Vayish matzliach, vayi bebet Adonai b'mitzri." I heard once from a great Mashiach that he said, most of the people in the world, they have two thoughts in their mind: either what happened before, or what's going to happen in the future. Nobody has in his mind what I'm doing now. What is Borei Olam looking for me now? He says, if you had done in your mind constantly, what is the Kadosh Baruch Hu expecting from me today? Right now at this moment, you will not lose your time. You will feel connection with the Kadosh Baruch Hu in an unbelievable way. That's the top of Emunah. That's the top. The Belay Yoetz brings down in the Chelek of Emunah. It says Emunah is to believe on HaKadosh Baruch Hu that is Tzofel Mashkiach and he's watching you and he's taking care of you. That's fantastic. But he ends up by saying Emunah is retroactive. You have Emunah Borei Olam, your trust that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to keep you good, it's also from your side to him. If you believe on HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you have to ask yourself, what is my goal right now? My emunah is mechayev, is obligating me also a certain type of reaction. And that's what we say, ve'ahavta et Hashem Elokecha, b'chol levavecha, b'chol nafshecha, b'chol ma'odecha. Ahava, the love, comes at the moment that you're ready to give right now. B'chol levavecha, b'chol nafshecha, b'chol ma'odecha. Just heard, there was, many years ago, a rabbi by name Rabbi Levine. Rabbi Levine was a tzaddik of Yerushalayim. The father-in-law of Rabbi Yashiv Zechet Tzaddik Livracha. Rabbi Levine, he had the nickname of the rabbi of jail. He was visiting every single. Yes? Was back in the days an hospital that they opened up this hospital especially for people that lo aleinu had a very strong disease called tzaraat. Remember what tzaraat? Leprosy. That leprosy, that happened before Kumam Dinah, just before 70 something years ago. There was an hospital in Israel. There was
Our perception.
yes, our perception.
Or, but
Not
not
the Torah.
not Torah.
Not Torah.
That's your question.
Okay?
Yeah.
That leprosy hit very tough. People that were going in, they were not going down, out. Unfortunately. People were scared even to go to visit because you can get, what's it called? Contagious. Right away, in Lo Aleinu, it will be with them. Nobody was visiting in that hospital. Besides one person. Rabbi Levine and another rabbi, I forgot his name, I think his was Rabbi Ochman, but don't catch him in the word. These two rabbis were going to visit those poor people, unfortunately, they were by themselves alone. And I'm going to tell you a crazy story. Crazy story. There was a lady that young girl. She came from Yemen. She did Aliyah from Yemen. Her parents didn't came with her. She was not married, obviously no kids.
Gentlemen, please.
So this girl got into, she did Aliyah to Israel, and they thought that she had leprosy. So they bring her in to the hospital. She didn't. But unfortunately, being in the hospital, very quickly, she got contagious. And she got leprosy. She She was by herself, not even no family in Israel, no family at all. She said to herself, I'm here until my last day. They were used to get a certain amount of money from the Bituach Leumi, something like that. Okay? Very little amount of money to survive. She was taking that money. She was taking half of the money, saving it. And with the other half, only buying the minimum to survive. Rabotai, with that a small amount of money that she was saving, after a couple of months or years, she was able to buy a Sefer Torah. Listen to this. She bought a Sefer Torah, and obviously she couldn't go out for the Achnasat Sefer Torah. Nothing. They did the Achnasat Sefer Torah in a Bet Knesset in Hebron. She said, that's going to be my baby. After my passing, I had no descendants. That's going to be my baby. That's it. My dear friends, a while later, she gets terrible news. Terrible news. The Sefer Torah that they read on them, the Sefer Torah. Unfortunately, there was a fire in the shul, and Ba'avorotenu Arabim, the Sefer Torah got burnt. Now, you put yourself in her position. What you will do? What you will do? Asking questions about Borei Olam, saying Borei Olam, you don't love me, you don't like me, and then, Haras. This girl, she said no. I couldn't make it the first time, I'm gonna make it second time. And she saved again. Now, Rabbi, to understand, it was freezing cold in the winter, and she didn't have money to buy socks. The nurse came, and she saw her freezing. Says to her, why are you not wearing socks? She said, I don't have money. Oh, you don't have money? It's because you were spending this money for a Sefer Torah. Rabotai, this girl said to the nurse, you want me to spend it for socks, and then I will pass away, and I will leave those socks into this world. That will be my legacy. I prefer to freeze and to leave something that will make happy Hakadosh Baruch Hu. She made a second Sefer Torah, and that Sefer Torah until today is in Kriyat Arba Hebron. And this lady passed away after many years. And Rabbi, this story got to the son-in-law of Rabbi Levine, the Gaon Rabbi Yashiv. And he said, the same way that there is Hatan Torah, that Issachar is the Sachar of the whole entire Torah, there is Kalat Torah as well. How do you get to that level? Whenever you have the real love of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and instead of asking all the time, crying about the past, and thinking about the future, you decide to be focused in the present, and to decide, what is my goal right now? With that situation, I cannot fix up the Sefer Torah that was burned. What can I do today? How can I show my love to HaKadosh Baruch Hu today, at this particular moment? That's the climax and the main goal of Emunah HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is what the Safra Tzaddik is trying to teach us. Stop thinking about the future, stop crying about the past. Focus right now on today, on this instant, and you will see how your life will have a huge change.